I'm just gonna show them.
You. No one here. Got 2 likes, despite the fact that nobody's here. I don't know how I did that.
Yep.
They just threw their support at me
I'm back.
psychically.
I'm back.
Help us all. Oh, someone's joined us.
Yay.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hola,
Welcome.
amigo.
Hopefully the chat's working today.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out.
Okay, chat something in chat if it works.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, well, check it out. Okay.
Oh, we lost
Can
somebody
anyone
already.
see this? Oh, they can bet.
Man, I hope it's working. Oh, hello, Snowy Does Stuff. I can see what you're saying. So, off to a better start than yesterday. That's good. All right. What's up, Don? Hey. Cool. So, I don't know what happened yesterday. YouTube just seemed to be pretty buggy all around. There were it wouldn't load pages or save settings. So, I guess they were just having technical issues, which just, bad timing. So, rolling.
Hello.
Hey, Dizu or Dizu? Is it Disu? Like you're gonna diss you?
Or is it Disu? Or Dis-oo? I don't know.
So, I'm not sure who was here yesterday since I couldn't really see anybody. But this is just my second attempt at doing a first live stream after passing 1,000 subscribers, just as a way of getting on and kind of saying thank you, having a chance to just chat with everyone that follows the channel, and just kind of answer and ask questions back and forth, just kind of do a little community thing, talk a little bit about plans for the channel. Love to take feedback from the for the channel. And hey, Kato, what's up? Long time no see. So I definitely want to hear some feedback as far as things you guys think I could improve on, or things you want to see, and I'll run ideas. And thank you, Snowy. Thank you very much. I'm very excited.
I was gonna say thank you for you, but hola, Kato. Thanks for making the stream with TF Collector.
I think we got a visitor inbound. We got an intruder. What's up? He's fine. We got the little man back again. Hopefully with less faces to make this time. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much. I got a better angle than what I had when I was doing Kato's video earlier. Got a lower chair and moved the shelf, so people would actually see what's on it now. I'll just throw some random assorted things I liked on there. Wouldn't expect to see the wifey. She's very camera shy, so I'm not sure she'll ever show up on one of these.
Question for you.
For me or for them?
For you.
What's up?
So, here's first question of the day. Question number 1. Why did you want to start your channel?
I've been asked this so many times. That's hard.
Hi, guys.
Hey, man. Woot woot. Hey, Crimson.
Hi, Crimson.
Who's Crimson Raptors?
He's somebody that's part of the community.
Okay.
Who I still haven't thought of an answer for his question yet. It's really hard. No, that's not why. I'm never going to make money off of this. That would have been a really bad reason to start, because it's never going to happen. Okay, well, actually, I would say honestly, okay, buddy, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Honestly, the Seacons, even though I didn't think they would be bad, I was really blown away by them, especially Turtler. I don't know if that counts because I did have decently high expectations, but I will say that I was absolutely amazed by Terminator. Hey, guys, come on up.
You are no cube too?
Just because of all of the bells and whistles that came with the extra parts.
I'm no cube
So
one.
that's my answer for that question of yours until I think of a better one. But I really was really blown away by the toy. All right, careful.
I honestly kind of expected at least. I kind of expected at least 10 people to join this time.
Well, it's all right. I swear I don't feed these kids speed. They're just like this all the time. So
No Cube 2 has been doing this all day.
This is basically what the whole all my streams are going to be. Is just
Okay.
So guys, jeez, no. I mean, young one who's nameless. Stormy Night.
Can I talk to you?
Who's that nerd? I don't know who that is. I bet she thinks I'm hot though. Hey, Hey, buddy, please tone it down. Okay. So the first Transformer I ever owned, Andrew, as far as I can remember, was a G2 Blastoff toy. But I only ever got him, unfortunately, so I never had any other parts of Vertigus, and I would just.
I tell you that was cute too.
No one cube.
So I would just play with it over and over and transform it into its handless arm mode and just imagine having them.
Hey, I know cute too.
I'm glad you like to offer a Bumblebee review. I really like that toy. I have them up there if you can see them,
Okay.
along with the other toys that are about to be reviewed.
What?
Can you guys please just lower the volume on the background chatter a little bit?
Okay, so this dude over here has a question for you all.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I make playing new Minecraft.
It's not. That's not
That
a
was a question. I can't see her, but I got my doggo down here. My baby. All right, I know there's another question. The other interests.
Question toward the end.
Okay. So toward the end of the video, my other interests. So it's mostly going to be in the realm of games. I do like very story-driven video games. Everyone's got their preferences. Some people like shooters and all that. I like games that have a very strong narrative, especially when that ties together over the course of multiple games. Oh yeah, thank you for having me. That was really awesome.
Hey, the Sammy's on mine.
That's your brother's.
Let me get mine.
So a lot of the games that I like, I love the Zelda games. I really like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. The Resident Evil story can get a little not great sometimes. My favorite series, and it's one that most people haven't heard of, is thanks, Kenny. Hey, Kenny right here, he's been here since the beginning. Kenny is an OG fan.
Nice.
Special shout out to this guy.
Nice.
But there's a game series I love that's pretty obscure. It's called Legacy of Kain. And if you guys have heard of that, that's awesome. And if you never had the chance to play one of them, I recommend it because they're really great stuff. The premise of it sounds insane. It sounds crazy. It's basically medieval Gothic setting with vampires and time travel and political intrigue. Doesn't get a lot of love. They're rather obscure games. Most people have never heard of them, or if anything, they've probably heard of Soul Reaver because that was the most popular. So usually, I say Legacy of Kain, nobody knows what I'm talking about. I say Soul Reaver, like, oh yeah, that PlayStation game. I'm in love with that. I actually have some of the action figures, which I don't have out right now. I'll have to get those set up maybe on the shelf so you can see them.
It is good.
But I got the new Anika action figures, which are okay. There was a toy company that's no longer around called, I think it was Blue Box Toys. And And I didn't have the money to buy those when they came out because I was still pretty young. I was a teenager, or was I even a teenager? Maybe just barely. Those were really high-end toys, and there's actually one of my local for a small action figure. Don, yeah, I did play Devastation. I never actually beat it. I don't know why. You would think, being a huge Transformers fan, I would have played it all the way through, but for some reason, I never finished. Oh, excuse me, never finished it. I do think they did a good job with it. Really scratched that itch for a lot of the G1 fans out there, and I love that they got pretty much all the old voice actors back too. You know, you had Frank Welker, you had Peter Cullen, Greg Berger showed up, Michael Bell, who's one of my favorite voice actors. He did Sideswipe, and was also Red Alert for that game.
Oh, I think he also did like Transformers Devastation. He voice acted in there.
That's what I was saying. He played Sideswipe. Oh, can you guys see her? Hold on. Luna, come here.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys have seen those memes where it's like the dad, you know, we don't need a dog, and then the next frame is like the dad and the dog being best friends? That's pretty much what happened with me and Luna here. I did not want a dog, and my wife got her and the kids to gang up on me about getting a puppy, and now this is my best friend.
No, we were the ones.
I love this girl.
We were the ones who started it.
Are you good? Get your coronavirus away from me.
Hey, now we're all infected with it.
Oh, a little bit of voice actor trivia.
Oh, no, Q2 just died.
Little bit of voice actor trivia, guys. Michael Bell, the guy that played Sideswipe, was also. Don't ever procreate. It's a horrible idea. Don't do it. Kenny, listen to me. You're young. You still have time to learn. Don't have children. But Michael Bell, the guy that played Sideswipe, he was the voice of Raziel in that Legacy of Kain series, which is how I got introduced to him as a voice actor. And that's how I got interested in voice acting. That's something I always wanted to do.
I know what you do.
Hey, guys, your mom's asking you to go downstairs. Hey, Frank, what's up? Can you get? I don't. Your mom's asking you to go downstairs. She just asked, can you just go downstairs, see what she wants?
Okay.
Hi,
Hi, Frank.
No, Q2.
Okay, go on. Go see what your mom wants. She asked you to. Are you okay? Stop. Any sort of flair or professionalism on my live streams that won't exist here. It's just going to be a madhouse. Oh yeah, he was Scrapper too. That's right, and he did Scrapper in the game also. So that was awesome. Voice actually a lot of work. It's a good gig. Yeah, honestly, that was Simon Templeman and the late Tony J, Paul Lukather, all these guys doing their roles, and I got so interested in that. And you know, my life took stuff like that, but it's still a passion of mine. And there's somebody on Instagram that they had.
Mom?
His
No,
Stormy Knight's their mom, so she's a
Mom?
Mom. Okay, she can see you. She can see you, buddy. There's a guy on Instagram that actually had me do a few lines for a little stop motion video he did that is coming out sometime soon. I'll have to promote that or do a link to it when we're done with it. But I play a few characters in that. They're all original characters, I think. Well, no, I do Scattershot. I play Scattershot, like G1 Scattershot, and then I do a new character he created called Riot that is actually just the Studio Series Shockwave toy. So hopefully, thank you, Kato.
Story.
Yeah, hopefully that comes out soon because I want to see the finished product. And who knows? Maybe Horace voice more
Hi, Mom.
Hound and Prowl. I could see that.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, guys. If you guys want to talk to your mom, you know she's downstairs. Yeah, but does my channel have an IG? It does. It's TF_collector_net is the Instagram.
Yeah, and if you watch Kato's collection, it would have showed it.
That's true. Yeah, if you guys see Kato's stream listed, it shows out at the bottom. So if you want to check that out, be sure to. That's actually where I post all the photographs that you guys don't see during the reviews, but I do take pictures of all the toys and different forms and stuff too. Because I actually used to do pictures of them before. Guys, I actually used to do photography of the toys before I ever started doing the reviews. So I still do a little bit of that. So
he made a website and posted them on there?
I did make a website. It's gone now though, because I couldn't keep up with it. It's a lot of work. But yeah, if you go on the Facebook or the Instagram, you can see the photos. All right, so what was that? So yeah, so I guess I'm gonna take this opportunity. So I got 10 of you on now. Do any of you have any kind of requests or suggestions about the channel? Like, hey, Larkin. I don't know what they're all hopped up on. They just had lemonade for dinner, so I don't know what they put in that lemonade. But yeah. I love you too. Oh, thank you, Don.
I know it's cute too.
No, guys.
You want a boy?
All right, guys. If you can't tone it down a little bit, I'm gonna have to kick you out of the room because you guys are being a bit too much right now. So yeah, do you guys, people that have been following, seen anything that you felt could have been improved upon, or anything that I don't do that you'd like to see? I'm always looking for that kind of feedback. Be on the channel, keep it up. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, it seems to, what I do now seems to work in the long run. You know, it's a slow, steady building up of the channel. I do want to branch out a little more though, as far as the type of videos I do. I want to do more of the discussion videos, which a backdrop and a sound room. Yeah, that is something I need. I do need to work on the presentation. This isn't my collection room. This is just an extra room I have. Hey, Ninja Bill, what's up? Hard to hear, very echo-like, or uber sensitive. Oh, yeah, probably. I'm also using, I don't have a specific mic. This is all just being done on my laptop. I don't really. When I do the reviews, I actually do them on my phone here. This is Noah, buddy, that's enough. That is enough. You're being very bad. Yeah, I've done all my recordings on my phone when it comes to the reviews. And, you know, over the last few years, it's gone from an S7 to an S9. Now this is the S20, which is nice for the most part. It's got some weird Edition Optimus or Earth. Oh, thank you, Crimson.
Come look at me.
Buddy, please. This isn't. Look, I'm trying to be nice, but you're really not behaving yourself.
I'm hyper.
Well, you need to stop being hyper because we're trying to talk to people.
What?
So when you. Where was it? Oh, when you say first edition Optimus, which one are you talking about, Snowy?
What?
Just following Instagram. Throwback Thursday with some older pieces. I've thought about doing that too. That was actually part of the scope of the channel when I started. In fact, I think my second ever review was like, okay, guys, go. No, I'm serious, go. No, I need you to go because this is too much. Please. Take Noah, go downstairs. No, you can go, you can stop it. You can go watch at your mom's computer, okay? Please take him downstairs. He's too much. Noah, I love you, but you need to stop. I'll be right back, guys. No.
Don't worry, I'll keep you entertainment.
Go downstairs.
So, any of y'all.
Yes, because you're being bad. You won't behave yourself. You won't stop.
Sorry about them.
Are you going to be quiet?
No.
No, but you're not
Maybe
talking.
you
You're
can
just running around
possibly do
yelling and
20.
laughing. That's enough. Because that's not what we do when we're making a video, buddy. No, you have a choice. You can behave yourself or you can go downstairs. Those are your only choices. You gonna be good? No? You're not gonna be good? No, then go downstairs.
No. I'm being good.
No, you're not being good.
Listen, no cube 2. No cube 2.
Can you take him downstairs and play Minecraft or something?
I want him to play Minecraft.
You want him to? Okay, go on. Play Minecraft.
Look, at least 10.
Give me my lemonade.
Here, take a drink, guys. Go on. I am very sorry about that. I really want my kids to be able to be a part of that, but you can see the little one is just off his rocker right now. So had to boot him out. Hello, Blue Raccoon. How you doing? All right, let me try to get it. It'll be my son's. So once I get more objects in here to absorb the sound, that'll help. Where was I? Oh yeah, the Throwback Thursday thing. So yeah, originally the plan was to kind of mix it up and do new stuff and old toys. And then I kind of fell out of it just between being busy. One of the hard things for me is my work schedule. I'm on a rotating shift schedule. Tough, you know, because I can really only record certain times of the day. Because I mean, you saw the little man; he can be quite hyper and very noisy. And when I'm doing reviews, I need it to be, you know, pretty quiet. So that is an idea, and that is something I should move back toward, is doing the reviews of the older toys purely for like entertainment. So yeah, that's a good idea. I do need to kind of recenter on that. Voyager First Edition, the Earthrise Leader Optimus. Okay, so when you say Voyager First Edition, do you mean like the Siege toy, or? Not sure which the Voyager First Edition Optimus is. Grapple scares you? Is that because of the breakage? Because that scares me too. I'm really worried I'm going to break something off on him. Do toy hunts. That's a good idea too. I do take the kids shopping a lot, so do that. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Had to get rid of the kiddos. ER Optimus. I don't know if I'd say he's perfect. You know, he's lacking in some areas as far as like paint and accessories, but he's the closest to perfect we ever had. That's for sure, Master Far. I do play PlayStation. I am definitely a PlayStation purist. I don't have an Xbox. Yes? No, you're supposed to be down there with your brother, keeping him busy, please. No, I asked you to play Minecraft with him. Go play. What is he doing? Okay. All right, when he comes back up here, you can go down. All right, come on now.
That's more for quarantine insanity.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, so PlayStation, yeah. I've only ever had PlayStation, never had an Xbox. The closest I ever came to having an Xbox was when the first Halo came out, because I did really like that game, but I couldn't bring myself to buy a console just for one game, especially then, because I was just a teenager. Part 2 of Magnaboss. My Magnaboss just broke when we moved here, unfortunately.
Who's Magnaboss?
That's that big old Beast Wars combiner guy, like the lion mane. Yeah, glue doesn't seem to hold plastic together well. I think the only way you can really get it back together right is to like melt the plastic back together, which I don't know how to do that. I'd probably just make it worse. So yeah, unfortunately my Magnaboss is busted right now. The Last Night Voyager Optimus. Yeah, that was a really good toy. The Last Night one. I think he what do you call it? I think he was kind of the start of Studio Series. He was one of those new mold Last Night toys, which seem to be much more on the level of what Studio Series is than the old movie toys.
Not playing with me.
See, this is exactly what I was talking about. Go downstairs and play your brother. I told you this was going to happen. Please go and close the door. All the joints are locked up. Yeah, These toys, as they get older, man, they're kind of a heart attack to handle sometimes. I get really worried when messing with anything older than like Prime, honestly. War Cybertron. Maybe. I'm not sure when I'll get the chance because I do have a few reviews I still got to do. I'm probably not going to get much of a chance to play anytime soon. I kind of just overdid it with Resident Evil 3, and I need to get caught up now. The kids, they're one is kindergarten age, the other one's about to go into middle school. Devastation, that's a good one. Why is there even GPS? They couldn't use brown plastic for all Silverbolt. I think the reason GPS was such an issue is they didn't know at the time that making the plastic that way with mixing the metal flakes in there, I don't think they knew that it was going to cause those things to start breaking down over time, because that's what happens. It basically destroys the chemical bonds in the plastic as it ages, makes it very brittle. So it's like one of those lesson learned things where they couldn't have known that 10 years down the road these toys would just start crumbling into dust. And it's really unfortunate because there's no way to you can't get a copy that isn't going to suffer from it. If one has it, they all have it to some degree. So I know it's unfortunate. One thing I always wanted to do for toys that were like that is if 3D printing ever got good enough, sell replacement parts, somehow use a 3D scanner or something to make replacements for parts that are affected by gold plastic syndrome, and print them and paint them to look as close as possible. Work. The metallic paint chipping off, that vacuum metallized paint, yeah, that's another big issue that they've had from basically Beast Wars onward, is vacuum metallized paint over time starts to crackle and rub off and stuff. And the Beast Wars toys, the Transmetal 2 toys specifically, are really bad about that. I have a few that I bought back at BotCon 2016. They were still in the box. I got them out, just touching that area that was painted, it would just come off on your finger. So it's unfortunate. It's another issue that I don't think they realized was going to be an issue. Trying to coordinate a little background crazy with quarantine. Yep, it is crazy. Kids are getting really stir crazy, and unfortunately, I'm not supposed to be taking them out anywhere. They say keep your kids at home. So anytime I have to run to the store or something, they stay here and just get more anxious. Grapples was locked up. Yeah, Grapples. I figured out how to get his feet unpegged just through slowly wriggling them out on my copy. But even then, I'm going to minimize how many times I transform this toy just to be safe. Right out of box, put a sewing machine oil on it, and it'll let it sit for a few minutes. That'll fix it. Is that for the gold plastic or grapple, or what's the sewing machine oil for? Let's see. MK11. I played that pretty for the joints. Okay. I didn't know that. That's good to know. I played MK11 pretty heavily when it first came out, and I've kind of moved away from MK11. I really hated what they did with Sindel. Oh, the weird retcon they gave her. It was a complete 180 of her character. And they try to play it off as oh, well, everything you thought you knew about her was a lie all along. And it's look, you can only retcon something so hard for people to just be nah, this is BS. You guys just either lost track of the story or changed your minds. I love that Spawn's coming, though. I always liked Spawn as a kid, so I'll probably come back to playing MK11 when Spawn comes out just so I can do his fatalities and stuff. Who did I usually play on 11? I know in 10, Melina was my character, which was surprising because I'd never mained Melina before, but I was really good with her on 10. 11, who did I usually play? I think Scorpion. Scorpion's the cheat character, though. He has so many cheat moves. Everybody's good with Scorpion. Easy to seal, though. Yeah, see, I wish I would have known. Damage is already done there. Electric joints, suction oil. Oh, just act as plastic lube. Going to the beach a lot. They're letting you go on the beach? What? The beaches are all closed down. Yeah, Grapple is a really good toy, Andrew, except for that peg problem. So you can do what some people did, just like sand down the peg if you want to, or just be super, super careful when you transform it, or just maybe not transform or not peg it in all the way. Aside from that, he's great. Hopefully they'll fix that issue by the time they end up reusing his mold for like an Inferno or Artfire or whatever. Spawn rocks. My 16-year-old son loves Spawn. Oh, cool. I didn't know kids still like Spawn. That's cool. I mean, yeah, Spawn's got lasting appeal, doesn't he? Guilty Pleasure's Cassie Cage, huh? With the Harley Quinn outfit. I bet. No Siege, Rumbler Frenzy. No, I ended up ordering was it Frenzy and Rapat. I ended up ordering them from a scalper on eBay, which I hated myself for. I detest scalpers. I think they just ruin the hobby for everybody because they're taking away available product and then forcing people to pay more if they ever want to get a hold of it. And I think they're kind of garbage for that. So I don't feel good about myself for paying a scalper on eBay, but like seriously, I didn't think I was ever going to see them, and I still haven't. I have never once seen them in stock on a shelf. Amazon, as far as I know, has never had them in stock. They had a listing up forever for them, and it would just say not available, even though their wave mates were always coming in out of stock. So I don't know what happened there. Not on Long Island didn't close at the beaches, huh? I'm actually from Long Island. What area, if you don't mind my asking? I grew up in Long Beach. File it down. Yeah, that's a good idea. Todd McFarlane's furious with that comment. Which one? Did I say something to make Todd McFarlane mad? Oh, that kids don't know what Spawn is. I mean, my kids are younger. Hard. You think they would have locked everything down? Yeah, I mean, my kids are a little young for Spawn anyway, especially since he's not available like in the main toy aisles of a toy store anymore, like he used to be in the 90s. So yeah, I think he's just a little more obscure than he used to be, which is unfortunate because Spawn's awesome. And I know Todd McFarlane's supposed to be redoing a Spawn movie, and hopefully it's a lot more in line with like the comics or the HBO series than that last movie was. Though I enjoy that movie as campy as it was. Like it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I love John Leguizamo in a fat clown suit doing a little Spawn cheer. I always found that hilarious. They still have Wave 1 Siege figures. Yeah. My Walmarts, I don't think have even started carrying Earthrise yet. They still have a bunch of back stock from Siege. Binge watching Rugrats, huh? Cool. I used to watch it as a kid. I love Rugrats. You found Rumble and Rat. Oh, that's right. It was Rumble and Rat-Bat, not Frenzy and Rat-Bat. Sorry. Frenzy's coming with Wing Thing. That's right. And I know there's always the debate over which one's which. I typically I go with whatever the product's called. Though personal bias, I think Rumble's the red one just because that's how the toy was. I miss Toys R Us too. Oh man, toy collecting has been so much harder without them. As overpriced as they were just another avenue to go to, and they specialized in toys. So, I miss having them around. My youngest has a hard time accepting that they're gone because he was little when they closed down. He'd be like, "When's Toys R Us coming back?" And I'm like, "Never, buddy, never. It's never coming back." There was actually, I don't know if you guys saw on the news, if you remember KB Toys, the people that owned that, they're actually trying to come back that year. They were supposedly gonna use that opening in the market to relaunch KB during the holiday season, and it just never happened. It never panned out. Went silent. Michelle still sees me as cool. My daughter, not so much. Aw, that's not nice. Yeah, Spawn's definitely not for younger kids, but they did market it to kids when it first became big. They did have those like action figures you could go buy at your local KB and stuff. I had a lot of those, and then eventually the action figures kind of grew up. They went more in the collector market. But yeah, the comics and the TV show were never meant for kids. And I had what they called like Spawn 2. It was like the second TV movie. And I was definitely way too young to have that movie because that was very violent. John Leguizamo was awesome. I think he needs to do more comedy. He only ever shows up in like serious sketches and stuff now. Or he does like comedy specials, which are like some weird history lesson of dubious accuracy. Oh, I forget the Netflix stuff. Which has any of you guys? Did you guys pre-order the Netflix toys and get your stuff delayed? Like emails to everybody on like the day that these were supposed to release, which was like April 1st, and we're like, oh, actually, it's going to be the middle of June now before you get these. Even though in Canada they're already on the store shelves, so that was a big slap in the face. And one thing I really didn't like is they charged me for them. So they ran my credit card or my debit card. They ran my card. All right, see you later, Master Far. Thanks for hanging out. It was a little rambly, but April Fools. But yeah, I don't know why they delayed it so far. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it has something to do with the coronavirus, but it's weird because like Canada's already got them on the shelves. So I guess whatever stock was heading for the U.S. has really been pushed back. Aliens and Playmates Exo Squad. Oh yeah, that was KB had some great exclusives. Heck, I mean the entire Machine Wars toy line was a KB exclusive. And that was its own line. It wasn't even like just different versions of toys. Which I always like Machine Wars. I know it's not a very popular toy line for a lot of people, but I always love the obscurity of it and the weirdness of it. And I was excited. I got the Machine Wars box set from BotCon because I thought it was so cool, but apparently that was like their worst selling box set ever. 15 going on 22. God, that's like my son. He's like 11 going on 21. He's got the mouth to match. One Connection. There was a newest Animal Crossing. I haven't played that yet. I'm sure I'd enjoy it, but I just don't need another video game to get into. I'm sure it's a lot of fun, though. They change first, then. What were you saying, Crimson, about that they change first 5 days later? Is that about the Netflix stuff? I have a few of the Machine Wars toys. The one that I got, the Megatron, and then fairly recently I managed to find a Soundwave in the box. Actually, I think I did a little review of him because he was part of a toy haul. Hey, TF Fan Geek, what's up? How's it going, buddy? You didn't miss much, me rambling and having to kick my kids out of the room because they wouldn't behave themselves. And we're all just talking in the chat. Machine Wars was awesome. I think it should be expanded upon as a post G2 kind of thing, which is, it's what the Collector Club presented it as. It was after G2, like somewhere between G2 and Beast Wars. I'd love to see them explore that more. Explore that more and have like, new designs for old characters. Once we go to Walmart looking for that new Seeker, the Starscream, yeah, he's pretty good. Lacking the posability, but as far as looks go, he's fantastic. Hated Beast Wars when it first came out. What? I saw Machine Wars be a show. Oh, I mean, yeah, I definitely get that. A lot of people reject Beast Wars because it was so different. When I first saw the Beast Wars toys, I was still quite young. I thought they were a knockoff. Like, I thought they were fake Transformer toys because my mom bought me the Optimus Primal and Megatron 2-pack, the Bat and the Gator, and I enjoyed them for what they were as toys, but I thought they were like cheap knockoff toys you got from like the dollar store or something, some off-brand thing. It wasn't until later I realized that Beast Wars actually was Transformers. It was just so out there, different logo. Don't order for Megalopolis. They'll order 1 week after. Yeah, I'll say with a lot of these specialty online shops, like your TF stores, Big Bad Toy Store, they ship it. You're usually waiting like several days to a week. That bugs me. That is a really long delay. And then if you're getting like the free or economy shipping, it takes forever to get to you even after they ship it. Like I think they put it on the back of a snail and just like, go on, go there. Hope to get EROG3 Seekers. Yeah, well, luckily they officially announced Thundercracker and Skywarp, which is good. I mean, kind of all knew it was coming. Especially when that listing leaked for like the Earth Mode 2-pack. I had a feeling. Can't wait to see the cone heads because we know those are coming. Those are gonna be cool. Charge pre-orders at first, then they did that when I first did the pre-orders Crimson, where they held the funds for a few days and then gave it back. And I think what happened is when they were supposed to ship it on April 1st and then didn't, it like triggered that again. I actually haven't checked the account to see if it's gone off yet. Hopefully it has. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you around if I do more of these. Keep on caught the show mid first season with a better Mousetrap episode. That was a good episode too. With Generation 1, and I remember seeing interviews from years ago on like the DVD set where they interview the writers, where they really didn't know anything about Transformers going into the show. They just kind of like were given a plot and ran with it, and a lot of the references or coincidences were purely coincidences, like the Great War that they mentioned, where it was apparently like just something they made up, not knowing there was a Great War. And as the show went on, though, they started actually looking into it and going on the fan sites and learning about Transformers, and then they put more concrete references and hints there. And then there was the one episode, which one? I think it was the one with Ravage, where they got Ben Yee from the BWTF website that's been around forever. It's like one of the oldest fan sites. They got him as like a story consultant, which was pretty cool. Gave him a name in the credits. Wish they'd do that to me. That'd be great. I'd love for one of the showrunners to be like, hey, bro, we hear you know some stuff. I'd love to be in the credits. Fantastic plot twist in the Beast Wars cartoon. Yeah, it was when you realized they're on Earth. Absolutely. Big O Mecha Anime. It sounds familiar, but I don't know anything about it. I've never seen it. Big O. Revisit Transtech. I would like to see Transtech, yeah. I know I was talking on Katos's video about the idea of going back to the old G1 continuity and continuing it, and Transtech would be the next logical step. That'd be a pretty cool idea. My money. I always like the Gundam, like the Gunpla sets, though. I think they're really cool, and that's why I like the Farai models that they do for Transformers, because they feel very much in the same vein, but it's for a franchise I'm already familiar with. So I got like 3 of those now. It's a lot of fun. It takes a long time to put them together, and I'm by no means an expert. The Farai models are like beginner kits. They snap together. You don't have to paint them. I don't know if I have the free time to do one where I actually have to glue everything and paint everything. Beast Wars brought me back to collecting fold. They kind of were the start of my collecting fold. The oldest toy that I still have, or toy that I've had the longest, is the original Optimal Optimus toy. I got that, when it was pretty new. I think I got it off like Amazon or something, and I still have it. And there were some toys that I used to have and I lost, and then I bought them again years later, like Snarl, the little Tasmanian devil guy. Code of Hero. I love Code of Hero. I agree. I think it's probably the best episode, it's hard to pick one because they had so many good episodes. It was such a fantastic show. I also want to point out that my 2 favorite shows, Prime and Beast Wars, were the only 2 to win Emmys. Well, I guess Rescue Bots won Emmys now too. I don't count Rescue Bots though. Right? Just kind of it's its own little pocket of the universe there. He helped on Possession. Is that what it was? Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think Walmart knows what they're doing at all, Crimson. I got like 30 emails that day where the dates kept shifting around, and then eventually they just kept spamming you with the same emails where nothing was changing. So Walmart definitely needs to fix their system. Look for the Toonami promo. Or is that for Big O? I'll have to look that up. Transketo. Yeah, Transketo was pretty bad. I ended up getting it years later just to get it because I like Beast Wars, and he's garbage. Not a good toy. It's no wonder he shelf warmed so hard. Having Ravage and Laserbeak together, that would have been cool. Laserbeak could have been some sort of reworking of, Air Razor or something along those lines. Pterosaur maybe. Hot Link. I love Hot Link. I love the paint job on Hot Link. That metallic purple and stuff he's got. He's really cool. I'm hoping they give us the rest of the welcoming committee too, because we still got to get Sunstorm, Nacelle, was it Bitstorm? Is that it? Just those three, I think. Stoked for the Gundam 1 and 144th scale Gunpla kit. That sounds fun. You're in college during Beast Wars? Yeah, I'm a baby when it comes to the rumor that was put out there that it was going to be like I think a Bumblebee sequel and a Beast Wars movie. But I've also alternatively heard a Last Night sequel in a Beast Wars movie. And did that a lot. And I remember John Warden, he was asked about Beast Wars and why they didn't do anything special for Beast Wars, and he was saying that Beast Wars fans will be excited in 2021, I think is what he said. So it looks like we're getting a Beast Wars movie. And I don't know how to feel about that because I love Beast Wars and I'd love for Beast Wars to get more exposure, but it's it was such a self-contained story and had such a small cast of characters. This would have to, this had to be obviously a reimagining. And it's what do you do differently? How are they going to, hopefully they don't go the Bayverse route with them and, make them all just edgy teenagers with weird alien looks. And it's just, I feel like that wouldn't do it justice. It had to be something closer to the actual, original plot. Though it would mean new Beast Wars toys, which, imagine getting updates to the classic toys. I mean, we've had a few over the years, Generations was pretty good about that. But yeah, I'd love to see new takes on them. I was born after Beast Machines. My girlfriend in RID 2001. So you're young too, huh? Sequel to The Last Night. Yeah, you know what? I feel the same way, Frank. As much as I thought the Last Night movie was just such garbage, it did leave that cliffhanger where it's never going to get resolved now. It's look, your movies are bad, but at least finish them. Do one more movie, have them defeat Unicron, and then to close the book on the Bayverse completely. Maybe they'll go back and revisit it, though it doesn't look like they will. Probably just be left hanging in Hollywood limbo. Supreme Cheetor, yeah, it was a crappy toy. It's so overpriced. It was, it would have been fine if it weren't so ridiculously expensive. I remember always seeing it at the top of the Walmart shelves and thinking no one's ever going to buy this. And yes, TF Fangeek, I'm absolutely excited for Earthrise Skylinks. He is the best you could get. I don't know how they could have done him any better, because not only does he do all 4 of the existing modes perfectly, he even gets a new mode where the Link's part becomes a base. So yeah, it's gorgeous. I can't wait for that thing. I saw on the fan sites the reviewer Prime vs. Prime, who I believe he lives in Asia. He has a review up for Skylinks already, which is insane because that thing's not due out till September. So I'm not sure how he manages to get his toys so early. Admittedly, I'm a little jealous they're early. So I'm not sure how he does that. I imagine he knows somebody. Maybe he's an employee. I don't know, but I don't want to step on his game. He's doing his thing. I'm doing mine. So I'll just stay out of that. Might get released in July. I'd be okay with that. Bring them on. I do pretty well for myself, when it comes to finances. Really nice follow-up to the Skyfire or Jetfire toy, which I loved also. Man, Jetfire was a high point of Siege, which Siege doesn't really have many low points. So Yeah, the Jetfire and Omega Supreme were phenomenal. It was great getting it. I loved having an Ultra Magnus that actually had the inner robot again for the first time since the original toy. I know a lot of people are disappointed because his vehicle mode wasn't the G1 vehicle mode, and they would never do this because they don't have any financial incentive to do it. But I would absolutely love for somebody to go back and like remaster Beast Wars, because as great as the show is, the CGI is horribly dated. I mean, you blow up a boulder, it explodes into triangles. So I would love if, even as a fan project, if somebody with a lot of skill and expertise with CGI could just go and redo like the textures and everything, and like keep the voice acting, keep the audio the same, and just redo the visuals. Because whether like my kids don't like to watch Beast Wars because like, oh, it's ugly, it looks bad. It's like, that's the generation that they're in. They don't really enjoy going back and appreciating the old stuff as much. Ratchet and Rice and Thriller 30 Rock, they do. They absolutely do. They both look great. Rhinox a little small, admittedly, for a Voyager. I wish they would have upsized him a bit, but he is gorgeous. And I mean, I don't know if you can get any closer to the show model than that. Hope we see more Cybertron Override. Yeah, I'd like to see Override kind of cross-pollinated into the G1 universe. A lot of those Unicron Trilogy and RID characters. Heck, even new RID characters, some of them would go great being pushed over into G1. You need a Voyager class Dinobot. That'd be nice. We got a decent mass retail piece where it's Dinobot. I agree with that. The Dinobot toys have really, I mean, the original Dinobot toy was fine as it was as a toy. The problem is the show, they changed his design so much it was like impossible to match it till, the masterpiece right there. Check it out. I actually always liked the original toy though, just for what it was. But yeah, they don't match his CGI model. Don't want to see a Papers movie if it was a sequel. Maybe they can finish in a comic or something, like a novel, just some way to tie up the loose ends so the story has an ending. That'd be nice. Beast Wars Megatron as a commander? At scale now? That a Beast Wars Dinobot probably will be like a Voyager class. Maybe a leader. First Fembot. Oh, yeah. Well, funny enough, Override's not even a Fembot in Japan. It's actually a dude. But when they localized it here in the United States for the sake of varying up the cast and get more females in it, actually turned Override into a female. That's why she doesn't look, she doesn't have like distinctly female features. She's actually a guy, the source material. Yeah, the Prime vs. Prime thing. Yeah. Prime vs. Prime, and who's the other one? The Tauntaun Reviews guy. I have very mixed feelings about it because, one, I'm honestly very envious of the fact that they'll be able to put these things out way before anyone else can ever hope to. But I want to be a good sport, not be butthurt about that. But I do question the moral implications of how they're probably obtaining these things. Jetfire was a Grail. Yes, he was perfect because he satisfied, if you were a fan of the G1 toy, the G1 cartoon, Skyfire, he could do both. So he was amazing. Predictions or hope for characters that haven't been shown in Earthrise. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, there's a few. Most of the ones that I had, hoped for, they've already been kind of leaked as far as like cone heads and stuff. I'm sure they're going to do Inferno, so I hope that happens. And I would like to see either main retail or selects or something to see Artfire or who's it, Hauler, the green grapple would be cool. I could see Hauler because he'd be the easier thing to do for like a Hasbro Selects because they don't like to do anything crazy like the Takara ones do. They're usually just like straight redecos or like a new head retool. They never come with new accessories or anything, which is unfortunate. Like I still hate the fact that they released Ricochet and didn't give him a Target Master. I mean, I would have been willing to pay a little extra, a little beyond the 20 if they included like a Battle Master done up as, what's his name? I think it's Nightstick, right? It's his Target Master. So that was a huge missed opportunity on their part. So I would hope if they did Artfire, they would include some sort of Battle Master with them. but we may have to wait for like Takara to do it. What else am I hoping for? I think they've revealed or leaked pretty much everything we're going to get for Earthrise, because these new series are only like a year long, and what they have seems to carry us out to pretty much the end. So I don't know. I know there's that, they have that image of Galvatron on the box, and I can't wait to see what that's about. But I have a feeling if they are doing a new Galvatron, he's not going to come till the 3rd chapter, whatever that is. So yeah, it's hard to say with predictions, because there's just been so much put out already. Blaster would be good. A new Blaster. I mean, I like the Titans Return one, but if you want something that's in scale, you're going to want a Voyager class one. So maybe, and then he could work with, the tapes that are out. If they do Blaster, or they do like another Soundwave or something, I hope they make the chest a little bigger, because the new tapes that came out, the Rat, Bat, and Rumble, and then all their redecos and retools, they don't actually fit in Soundwave's chest. They're too big. So they managed to botch that somehow. They made tapes that were too big for Soundwave. So I hope they do an Earth-based Soundwave or Blaster. They just make the chest that much bigger to fit them. Hopefully Double Dealer doesn't have an issue fitting them inside. Earthrise Trax. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Trax. A lot of people expected him to come, and I haven't seen anything for Trax yet. He might be a Chapter 3 one, though. I can see that. In wide screen, Tubi, nice for us, but not for our kids. Tubi. What is that? Yeah, the Seacons, they really, I don't know why there's such a disconnect between, I mean, there's always that, age-old debate with Transformers fans, like what's better, Hasbro, Takara. Takara does tend to, they seem like the higher end, as far as the effort that got put into things. But I think that also bit them in the butt. They were having a real financial issue over there at Takara, which is, I think, a big part of the reason that they did the whole brand merger thing, where they basically started releasing Hasbro stuff over there, because Japan it's a very small market, so their stuff's just going to be more expensive as is, compared to like here in the US. And then when they put in all that extra work, toys get more expensive, and it becomes a very niche market. And I think they were kind of shooting themselves in the foot, because they're giving us exactly what we want. So I think overall this brand merger thing is good, because it allows them to build their funds back up. You saw the video on the tapes. Yeah. I had no idea that they didn't fit until I bought them, and that makes me really mad, because so that's great. Still see Override as a woman and ship. Yeah, I mean, I still look at Override as a female character, because I've only ever seen the American version of Cybertron, so I see her as female. All shows with reveals canceled for now. Need new Blaster and tapes. Yep. Comic-Cons. Yeah, I can see that in Comic-Cons. What about the 4-pack? Oh, the Selects one? I mean, most likely they're not going to fit in Soundwave's chest, because they are just remolds of Rumble and Rat Bat. So unfortunately, none of them will probably work with Soundwave. And I've already accepted that. I just really hope that when Double Dealer comes out, they've made his chest big enough to actually fit his little Power Master partners in there, because otherwise that's just going to be a slap in the face. Beast Wars. Oh, got you. I actually have the DVD sets of Beast Wars. I have the Shout Factory ones, which they did a little better. The first DVD sets I have were made by Kid Rhino, and they were pretty poorly done. Shout Factory, I think, did a better job. Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind streaming your stuff on Tubi, I've seen a lot of people go to those for stuff. It's a lot cheaper than trying to buy the box sets, especially the old ones. Hot Rod and Hot Rod as brothers. Do you mean Hot Rod and Hot Shot? Because they're definitely very similar characters. Like, they have a similar character arcs, where they start out as like the rebellious young. Yeah, appreciate it. I just realized this thing has run over an hour now. Can't believe you guys have stuck around me that long. But yeah, I guess I should probably start wrapping this up, huh? I've been at it for a hot minute. So I guess you guys asked a lot of questions. I'll ask you guys. I know some people commented on it, but what do you all think of the idea of me branching out a little beyond the Transformers brand, either on this channel or in a separate channel? It'll still always be a Transformers channel. You know, it's TF Collector. That's not going to change. But when, like, you know, if I wanted to talk about maybe Legacy of Kain or talk about games that I like or maybe toy lines that I like, things like that, long form video type things. Do you all see that having a place on this channel? Do you think maybe that's best saved for a different channel? Or just screw that, stick to Transformers only? I'd love to get feedback on that, because I have noticed that when, the Rhino one was poorly done. I have noticed that, you know, when I do go off topic, they tend to just kind of like fly under the radar. Separate channel. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm leaning towards separate channel because I think it's hard to market something as a Transformers channel and then have, you know, random stuff on there. So I might just do a separate one. Though, boy, the idea of building up another channel again sounds exhausting. It took me 3 years to get to 1,000. So I don't know how well the next one would go. But we'll see. That's something I'm looking at, because there's certain things I like to talk about, like lore stuff. I do like delving into the lore of like certain video games and franchises. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's not a priority. I want to make sure that this channel remains a priority. Anything and everything I like. If they take off, a new channel might make sense. Existing channel might make a nice springboard for a new channel, though. Okay. I'll definitely think about it, because I think I like drawing attention to franchise and stuff like that. Yeah, we're still live. We're still live. Guys, I swear, the Stormy Night Lady, she's just complimenting me because she wants me. That's all it is. Doing with quick reviews. I'll have to check those out. So there's like off-topic reviews, like different non-Transformer stuff. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kato. Again, my first one, so it's really just me rambling. It's completely off script. Yeah, maybe I'll do like a once or twice a month kind of live stream. Maybe like schedule these out in advance, just so we have a chance to just get on here and chat and BS a little bit. Done a little cooking. Oh, cooking, that's cool. Past about coronavirus crazy, mainly Transformers cooking. Okay. Yeah. I mean, if people actually want to hear me ramble on about stuff, I am more than happy to. If anyone wants to be my captive audience on the internet, you won't be upsetting me. Stormy Knight thinks I should do gameplay, playthroughs, and reviews. I could. It'd be really hard to keep the kids quiet long enough to do it, though. Really hard. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll start streaming soon. I did like a little stream of my son and I playing WoW, just because he asked me to. It's kind of boring though, just us playing Little Dwarves. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I did. It's funny because I went and bought a bunch of the old Transformers games for like the PS2, PS3 era with the intention of like doing playthroughs or Let's Plays. I never got around to it, so I need to get on it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. It's run up on an hour and 10 minutes. I have to work overnight. Yeah, it's true. I'm on standby right now, so like I have to be available to rush in within like an hour's notice. But I could do these all on nights. It's true. All right, guys. I really appreciate everybody that turned up and just chatted with me. It's my first time messing around something like this. But yeah, if you want to do this more often, I can definitely schedule more lives, and I'll come up with slightly more focused topics. Finish up TF Devastation. Yes, I do need to. That's actually a good starting point too. I will do that. So yeah, just again, thanks for bearing with me. I had a lot of fun with this. I always love just talking to people in this fandom. You guys should convince Stormy Knight to become a Transformers geek herself. She's been fighting it for 17 years, I think, but I think we can get her, guys. We can turn her. All right, yes. Stay safe too, Frank. Yeah, everybody stay safe out there. It's world's upside down. It's crazy. Don't go out more than you need to, please. Don't get sick. And I will see you guys later.